Good afternoon. This is All India Radio and I'm V. Ravi Kumar with the Midday News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi calls upon people to start a mass movement for water conservation. In his Mann Ki Baat program on All India Radio, Mr. Modi says awareness about holistic healthcare enhances the glory of yoga. Prime Minister highlights importance of democracy, says it is embedded in India's culture and a part of its heritage. India proposes 11th to 14th of next month to Pakistan for holding fresh round of talks on Kartarpur corridor issue. US President Donald Trump meets North Korean leader Kim Jong-un at Demilitarized Zone of Korean peninsula. And in ICC Cricket World Cup, unbeaten India to face England at Birmingham this afternoon. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today called upon people to start a mass movement for water conservation and resolve to save every drop of water amid water scarcity in several parts of the country. He said an awareness campaign should be started which should not only focus on water-related problems but also propagate ways to save water. Mr. Modi was addressing the nation through the Mann Ki Baat program on All India Radio for the first time after assuming office for the second term. He said society must be united in this endeavour and people belonging to social and cultural organizations should lead this movement in their own fashion.
सामूहिक प्रयास से बड़े सकारात्मक परिणाम प्राप्त हो सकते हैं। पूरे देश में जल संकट से निपटने का कोई एक फॉर्मूला नहीं हो सकता है। इसके लिए देश के अलग अलग हिस्सों में अलग अलग तरीके से प्रयास किए जा रहे हैं, लेकिन सबका लक्ष्य एक ही है और वह है पानी बचाना, जल संरक्षण।
Prime Minister Modi also requested the people to share traditional methods that have been in use over the centuries for conservation of water. He asked the people to pay a visit to Porbandar to see a 200-year-old water tank which is still capable of storing water and has a mechanism to harvest rainwater. Mr. Modi also requested the people to share the information concerning people who are making significant contributions towards water conservation. He urged people to use the hashtag Janshakti for Jal Shakti to share their content on the matter. Listing the initiatives taken by the people for water conservation in many parts of the country, the Prime Minister said there cannot be a single formula for dealing with water crisis throughout the country. He said water scarcity affects many parts of the country every year and it is surprising that only 8% of rainwater is harvested.
वर्षा से जो पानी प्राप्त होता है उसका केवल 8% हमारे देश में बचाया जाता है। अब समय आ गया है इस समस्या का समाधान निकाला जाए। मुझे विश्वास है हम दूसरी और समस्याओं की तरह ही जन भागीदारी से, जन शक्ति से 130 करोड़ देशवासियों के सामर्थ्य, सहयोग और संकल्प से इस संकट का भी समाधान कर लेंगे।
Keeping the importance of water in mind, Mr. Modi added that a new Jal Shakti ministry has been created in the country to allow faster decision-making on all subjects related to water. He said he wrote letters to all the Sarpanchs and Gram Pradhans asking them to convene a meeting of the Gram Sabhas and discuss the solution to water problem with the villagers. Talking about International Day of Yoga, which was celebrated recently, Mr. Modi said awareness about holistic health care has enhanced the glory of yoga. He stressed that healthy and sensitive denizens are required to build a healthy society and yoga ensures this very principle. Mr. Modi said promotion of yoga is a great example of social service. He cited examples where yoga training is being imparted in Japan, Italy and many other countries.
जापान योग निकेतन को लीजिए, जिसने योग को पूरे जापान में लोकप्रिय बनाया है। जापान योग निकेतन वहाँ के कई इंस्टीट्यूट और ट्रेनिंग कोर्सेज चलाता है। या फिर इटली की मिस एंटोनिटा रोजी, उन्हीं का नाम ले लीजिए, जिन्होंने सर्व योग इंटरनेशनल की शुरुआत की और पूरे यूरोप में योग का प्रचार प्रसार किया। ये अपने आप में प्रेरक उदाहरण है।
Highlighting the importance of democracy, the Prime Minister stated that in order to ensure smooth conduct of the social order, a constitution is required. He added that India can proudly proclaim that beyond laws and rules, democracy is embedded in its culture and a part of its heritage. He said, during the emergency, there was an outrage in the conscience of all and the collective torment on the loss of democracy was evident. Mr. Modi said, people must keep reminding themselves that country's democracy is gloriously great. He said the recently concluded Lok Sabha elections witnessed 61 crore voters exercising their franchise.
लोकतंत्र के इस महायज्ञ को सफलतापूर्वक संपन्न कराने के लिए जहां अर्धसैनिक बलों के करीब 3 लाख सुरक्षा कर्मियों ने अपना दायित्व निभाया, वहीं अलग अलग राज्यों के 20 लाख पुलिसकर्मियों ने भी परिश्रम की पराकाष्ठा की। इन्हीं लोगों की कड़ी मेहनत के फलस्वरूप इस बार पिछली बार से भी अधिक मतदान हो गया।
Urging the people to choose books over flowers in welcome or felicitation ceremonies, the Prime Minister mentioned the stories written by famous Hindi writer Premchand and said their messages are still relevant.
प्रेमचंद ने अपनी कहानियों में समाज का जो यथार्थ चित्रण किया है, पढ़ते समय उसकी छवि आपके मन में बनने लगती है। उनकी लिखी एक बात जीवंत हो उठती है। सहज सरल भाषा में मानवीय संवेदनाओं को अभिव्यक्त करने वाली उनकी कहानियां मेरे मन को भी छू गई। उनकी कहानियों में समूचे भारत का मनोभाव समाहित है। जब मैं उनकी लिखी नशा नाम की कहानी पढ़ रहा था तो मेरा मन अपने आप ही समाज में व्याप्त आर्थिक विषमताओं पर चला गया।
He also mentioned Akshara Library in Kerala, which lies in a village nestled within the dense forests of Idukki.
आपको यह जानकर आश्चर्य होगा कि लाइब्रेरी इडुक्की के घने जंगलों के बीच बसे एक गांव में है। यहाँ के प्राथमिक विद्यालय के शिक्षक पी.के. मुरलीधरन और छोटी सी चाय की दुकान चलाने वाले पी.वी. चिन्ना थम्पी, इन दोनों ने इस लाइब्रेरी के लिए अथक परिश्रम किया है। एक समय ऐसा भी रहा जब गट्ठर में भरकर और पीठ पर लादकर यहाँ पुस्तकें लाई गई। आज ये लाइब्रेरी आदिवासी बच्चों के साथ हर किसी को एक नई राह दिखा रही है।
The Prime Minister also said that he had missed sharing his thoughts with the people on Mann Ki Baat. He expressed his delight at being able to resume the program, saying that in a family-like atmosphere, these plain, simple reflections become the reason for change in life and society. Union Minister for Information and Broadcasting Prakash Javadekar today said that Mann Ki Baat is the first ever experiment in the world in which the Prime Minister is himself directly interacting with the people. Speaking to AIR after listening to Mann Ki Baat with the Anand Nagar Society residents in Pune, Mr. Javadekar said, people will definitely give a positive response to the appeal made by the Prime Minister in today's Mann Ki Baat for making water conservation a people's movement like the Swachh Bharat mission. BJP Working President JP Nadda said Prime Minister Narendra Modi in his Mann Ki Baat program raised only social issues concerning the public and never talked about politics.
जो खूबसूरती इस मन की बात की है कि प्रधानमंत्री जी ने लगभग 40 घंटे बोला है, 40 आवर्स ऑन मन की बात 54th एपिसोड को जोड़ लें 40.5 घंटे होते हैं। आप खूबसूरती समझिए। He has not talked about politics even a single time on a single issue which relates to politics.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Mann Ki Baat too has been well received by the people in Telangana. They expressed their happiness that the Prime Minister raised an important issue of water conservation. Subramaniam from Habsikuda in Hyderabad suggested that greater discussion is needed on the issue of water conservation.
This is Subramaniam from Habsikuda, Hyderabad. It was very heartening to hear our Prime Minister speak in the Mann Ki Baat about the existential crisis facing us today in terms of water scarcity and the problems that have led to it. It would be very, very nice to see more discussion on this and some concrete action from the government and the people.
This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is @AIR News Alerts. India has proposed 11th to 14th July to Pakistan to hold a fresh round of talks on the Kartarpur corridor. Sources in the External Affairs Ministry said India had proposed new dates for talks on the issue and it shows India's commitment to the corridor. A report.
In November 2018, Pakistan had agreed to set up the border crossing linking Gurudwara Darbar Sahib in Kartarpur, which is the final resting place of Guru Nanak, to Dera Baba Nanak in Punjab's Gurdaspur district. There have been 3 technical level discussions between India and Pakistan over the project so far. Last year, Vice President Venkaiah Naidu and Punjab Chief Minister Amrinder Singh had laid the foundation stone of the Kartarpur corridor in Gurdaspur district. Later, the Pakistani Prime Minister laid the foundation stone of the corridor in Narowal, around 125 kilometers from Lahore. The corridor will provide a passage to Sikh pilgrims to visit the holy site. Pilgrims will be able to visit the holy shrine throughout the year. With Divakar, Suparna Sekya, AIR News, Delhi.
Defence Minister Rajnath Singh met Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy and the state officials in Visakhapatnam. Mr. Singh reviewed the progress of ongoing defence infrastructure projects and proposals of the Indian Navy. He directed the concerned officials to continue the proactive civil-military synergies and cooperation between the Navy and the state government to expedite the progress of various naval projects. Mr. Singh also interacted with the naval personnel and civilians in Visakhapatnam today as part of his maiden visit to the Eastern Naval Command. He visited several ships and submarines of the command. In Jammu and Kashmir, one terrorist was killed during an encounter with security forces in Bugam, Chadura area of Budgam district. Talking to AIR, a senior police official said a cordon and search operation was launched jointly by the police and security forces at Bugam in Chadura area. As the searches intensified, the hiding terrorists fired upon the search party, leading to an encounter. The identity and affiliation of the slain terrorists is being ascertained. Arms and ammunition were recovered from the encounter site. The first batch of over 2,200 pilgrims of the annual Amarnath Yatra left the Bhagwati Nagar base camp in Jammu for the Kashmir Valley this morning amid tight security. The pilgrims, 1,839 men, 333 women, 17 children and 45 sadhus and sadhvis left the base camp in a cavalcade of 93 vehicles. In Odisha, the Indian Meteorological Department has said that a low pressure has formed over the Bay of Bengal and is intensifying and slowly moving towards the west. Director IMD Bhubaneswar, Mr. H.R. Biswas said, under its influence, rainfall activity is likely to be enhanced over districts of Odisha till Tuesday. State Special Relief Commissioner has issued an advisory to the district collectors to remain alert to meet any flood situation that may arise in the event of extremely heavy rainfall. Districts like Kalahandi, Kandhamal, Gajapati, Mayurbhanj, Baleshwar, Malkangiri were specifically told to remain on alert. US President Donald Trump shared a symbolic handshake with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un at the Demilitarized Zone (DMZ) of Korean Peninsula. Mr. Trump became the first US president to cross into North Korea after meeting Mr. Kim at the DMZ. Speaking to reporters alongside Mr. Kim at the DMZ, President Trump said it was a truly historic moment and that he was proud to step over the line between the Koreas. Mr. Trump also said it was a great day for the world and it was an honor for him to be at the DMZ.
We got to meet, and stepping across that line was a great honor. A lot of progress has been made. A lot of friendships have been made, and this has been in particular a great friendship. So I just want to thank you.
After the historic meeting, Mr. Trump said teams from the US and North Korea would start meetings over the next 2 or 3 weeks for talks on Pyongyang's nuclear program. He said negotiators from the two sides will start a process and we'll see what happens. Mr. Kim, in a rare statement to the press, said the meeting was a symbol of the excellent relationship between him and Mr. Trump. Mr. Kim crossed over into the south with Mr. Trump, then greeted the South Korean President Moon Jae-in. This third meeting between Mr. Trump and Kim comes after the first summit took place in a blaze of publicity in Singapore last year and the second meeting in Vietnam in February. In the ICC Cricket World Cup, India take on England at Birmingham today at 3 p.m. While an unbeaten India are a win away from making it to the top 4, a loss for England will put them on the brink of a World Cup exit as England have already lost 3 pool matches. All India Radio will broadcast a live commentary on the India-England game from 2:30 p.m. today. It can be heard on Rajdhani, FM Rainbow Network and DTH Hindi. Australia are at the top of the table with 14 points from 8 matches, while unbeaten India, who play host England at Birmingham today, are second with 11 points from 6 games. New Zealand are third with 11 points from 8 matches. Pakistan are fourth with 9 points from 8 games. England are fifth with 8 points, followed by Bangladesh at the 6th spot and Sri Lanka at the 7th. South Africa, West Indies and Afghanistan are the bottom 3 and they are out of the semi-final race. Sports Minister Kiran Rijiju has announced an increase in diet budget of all athletes to bring parity. The move will impact 12,500 athletes training in various centres of the Sports Authority of India, SAI, and the Sports Ministry will release an additional amount of 150 crore rupees annually to fund the new diet budget. The diet budget for SAI trainees was 250 rupees, for junior athletes the diet budget was 480 rupees and for senior athletes it was 690 rupees. But the Sports Minister decided to make the amounts equal. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi calls upon people to start a mass movement for water conservation. It is Mann Ki Baat program on All India Radio. Mr. Modi says awareness about holistic health care enhances the glory of yoga. Prime Minister highlights importance of democracy, says it is embedded in India's culture and a part of its heritage. India proposes 11th to 14th of next month to Pakistan for holding fresh rounds of talks on Kartarpur corridor issue. US President Donald Trump meets North Korean leader Kim Jong-un at Demilitarized Zone of Korean Peninsula. And in ICC Cricket World Cup, India to face England at Birmingham this afternoon. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.com. And with that, we end the morning midday news.